Oh man, ladies and gentlemen, across our beloved Kyber Empire, it's great to be in the Empire today. Oh my gosh, our video game division here in our Kyber Empire got a hold of some data mine stuff for Marvel Snap. I was a little annoyed at the recent nerfs and changes that happened. You know, it's like, well, you went a little too far. But this has me excited. We kind of have like an early sneak peek preview of the May 2023 season for Marvel Snap. Hulk is getting a massive buff with a new card being introduced, which I'm guessing it might be kind of like a Thanos Galactus King, or it might be like a big baddie. We're getting some huge changes, buffs to those that have no abilities. JK, you're gonna have abilities now with this brand new card called High Evolutionary. Let's go give you a little peek at what May's looking like, kind of celebrating Guardians of the Galaxy with the upcoming movie release. I think it's important to do this first. Let's go over here. So the data mine has pulled up a brand new card called the High Evolutionary. At the start of the game, unlock the secret ability of all your cards with no abilities. This is very similar to like how Thanos at the start of the game, shuffle all the Infinity Stones in your deck. So at the very beginning, you don't have to play this card. It just happens that these cards such as Wasp, we have Abomination, Hulk, and a few others are getting some pretty significant buffs on them. So kind of creating a brand new type of deck. And this gets me excited because Hulk is a fantastic like early game card. And you know, it kind of loses a little bit of its, I don't know, excitement as you move more into the end game. Well, now things are going to change a little bit. Let me tell you, Chiefs, let's just not even keep you in suspense. Let's just show you this. So we have a couple new cards, Howard the Duck, High Evolutionary with the evolved cards now, as we're going to talk about. Iron Lad, and we also have Nebula for the May 2023 season. So we have quite a few things we got to go over. And let me just preface this. This is data mine, so things are subject to change. You know, this might not be final, but I'd say we're probably more or less somewhere in that ballpark of what to expect. So let's start with Howard the Duck. This is going to make a few cents, especially if Iron Lad. It's an ongoing effect, one cost card. So it's kind of like Uatu, but for your deck. You know what's about to come, and you're kind of one step ahead of your opponent. So Howard the Duck, ongoing. Tap this to see the top card of your deck. And, you know, it's sometimes nice to know, all right, I have this combo coming up soon. I should probably prepare myself. I'm looking forward to some more powerful one-cost cards. Sunspot's kind of taking all the limelight right now. So this, get it, he's taking all the light. I cracked myself up. Howard the Duck might be one of those that's kind of competitive there. Uatu is kind of one of those things where I wish Uatu was a little bit more interesting, but I think this, Howard the Duck, could be a fantastic one-cost card, so you know what's coming in the next hand. We'll talk about High Evolutionary in a moment. I want to talk about the simpler ones first. Iron Lab, 4/6. On reveal, copy the text of your deck's top card. Well, if you have Howard the Duck, you know what that top card is. So Iron Land's gonna work perfectly with that. So you know exactly what you're copying. Now you could just go for a YOLO and copy whatever it might be anyways. So there's gonna be some synergy between those two cards. So I guess that's kind of like a mystique for unrevealed cards that are on top of your deck. I think that's kind of the best way to phrase it. And then we'll talk about Nebula, since it's kind of another simple card to look at. So with Nebula, on reveal, if your opponent played a card here this turn, you're gonna get ×2 power and put this in your hand. So it's kind of like a Deadpool almost in a way. You know what I mean? When you destroy Deadpool, you double the power, goes back in your hand, you play it again. So it's kind of like sort of like a Deadpool. It's a close cousin. Not that close. Okay, we're not going to Alabama. We're not talking that close of a cousin. You know what I mean, guys, where it's going to keep doubling power. So you want to play this card as early as possible, and it can just ramp up over time. So maybe you can get this to, you know, I don't know, 10 plus power, a 110. Wouldn't be all that bad. Just the downside is you just got to spend that energy to keep getting it out there over and over again. But I want to talk about the High Evolutionary now. So again, something changed. Maybe the card's going to change, the cost, the energy, all that stuff. How we're going to acquire it's still up in the air. But I want to talk about what it does. So with this High Evolutionary, you're going to show these secret abilities that have been lingering in these characters. And boy, it seems like things can get really wild. So they call them evolved cards. So evolved Wasp, evolved Misty Knights, evolved Shocker, so on and so forth. So evolved Wasp, the upside of the Wasp is it's cheap. You can throw it down the Lockjaw deck and hope you get something good when you throw it down Lockjaw. But now, with evolved Wasp, on reveal, that's like 2 random enemies here with -1 power. You're going to see a theme that there's a lot of power reduction and power ramping on your side that you're going to be noticing with this whole evolved thing. Moving on here, evolved Misty Knight, Nothing changing in regards to the cost and power, but when you end the turn with unspent energy, give another friendly card +1 power. So the downside is it's random, and it's only +1 power. So if you left 5 power on the table, you ain't giving it all 5 power. You're only getting +1 power. Evolved Shocker, on reveal, give the leftmost card in your hand a -1 cost. That seems like a lot of fun. Question is, can you go to 0? Maybe you can turn something into a 0 cost, potentially. Hard to say, but that could be a lot of fun too. Being a cost reduction is a powerful mechanic. As you just saw, they just nerfed Quinjet because it was a pretty powerful card reduction cost. Evolved Cyclops, when you end a turn with unspent energy, afflict 2 random enemies here with -1 power. So again, reducing the power of the particular zone. Evolve the Thing, which is a pretty decent 4 cost, 6 power card. Now you're going to inflict a random enemy here with -1 power. Repeat this twice more. Kind of a weird way of putting it, but basically you're just going to be spamming -1 power 3 times in a row. And that could be nice. It's in a weird way, very weird way. This is going to be a 4 cost, 9 power card. If you think about it from that perspective, because -3 power essentially makes it kind of like a 4/9. Kind of powerful, right? Evolved Abomination, cost 1 less for each enemy card in play that's afflicted with negative power. So, oh my. So far we have Evolved Wasp. We have Evolved Chakra. That's not going to be helping out. Evolved Cyclops will reduce power. So potentially with the Thing too, I mean, let's think about it. So this does it 3 times. So this already makes Abomination a 2 cost. That's nuts. And if you do Wasp, you can essentially, because it's 2, you essentially make Evolved Abomination a free 0 cost, 9 powered card. Wow. That's gonna be pretty nice to play, especially when you combine it with She-Hulk, and especially with the Hulk, you could be dropping some really massive plays at the very end. And let's talk about the man of the hour, Evolve the Hulk. I'm excited for this. I want Hulk to be a bit more exciting. This is going to be exciting, where it's got an ongoing effect that can turn into like an Infinite, basically. Hulk, ongoing effect, +2 power. For each turn, you ended with unspent energy. So let's say you get 5 turns, you leave unspent energy every single turn. That's potentially 10 extra power. So we're looking at a likelihood of Hulk being a 6 cost, 22 powered card. I don't know, let's say you somehow go into turn 6 or maybe turn 7 and you have unspent energy and you get that extra turn in turn 6 potentially, where you skip out on turn 6, or you with the extra energy you go into turn 7, you can get even more. It could be 6 cost, 24 in power. Oh man, that sounds great. That's definitely one of the higher base ongoing cards that hypothetically we can reach. So this is fantastic. It's a way of trying to make lesser used cards more usable. Now, of course, these cards, we generally see them mainly just be used with the Patriot decks and whatnot. Now they're creating a whole brand new type of deck, and this sounds like a lot of fun. High powered, cost reduction, power ramping type of cards. So we're going to wait and see. Again, that's coming in May. So we got to wait. Next month, we got Hitmonkey and a couple of things that we talked about. But this month, I'm actually really looking forward to this May season that we have. Guardians of the Galaxy is gonna be a lot of fun. We're gonna talk more in depth probably about these bundles as the time comes closer, once we know for sure that they're gonna be happening. But there's a lot of collector token offers. We have 4,500 collector tokens there, 3,000 for this Throg offer. We still are gonna have Token Tuesdays here. As you see, we have a March Token Tuesday there. But some of these bundles are going from April through May. So some of these are gonna be sooner rather than later. So we'll have to wait and see about that Throg. Looks like, you know, a lot of cosmetics, which I'm not particularly interested in. So as we get closer, these bundles are going to be something to come to reality. We'll talk more about that, but right now, I'll put this on your radar. I want to say we're probably going to expect probably about 60-70% minimum of what we're seeing here. This High Evolutionary seems like a lot of fun. Brand new type of deck, lifting unused cards that aren't getting a lot of love. That's what we should be seeing, not just constant nerf this, nerf that, nerf this, nerf that. Oh man, I'm going to wrap it up there though. Leave your like, comment down below, and all your lovely thoughts. How are you feeling about all this? It's kind of fun, right? Seems like a fun type of card. Time will tell. All will be revealed in very short notice. But in the meantime, leave that like, Gently caress it, don't smash it. Like buttons have feelings too. And also be sure to subscribe so you're not missing a thing. And always remember that it's great to be in the Empire. Oof. Today.